Hello, everybody. This is Daniel Wynn, Business Development Manager for the American Academy of Anti-Aging. I want to thank everybody that's joining us this evening on this webinar. Appreciate that. Hope you get some interesting information on how to put on your own webinars in the near future. So, making a powerful PowerPoint webinar presentation and avoiding the pitfalls of boring slides. When you use certain software, you can add a lot of movement to your slides, and that's what I'm going to show you in this presentation. Why do a PowerPoint webinar? Well, there are a lot of reasons to do a webinar. Mainly because you want to brand yourself and share with your clients, your patients, your anti-aging patients, relevant information that you have about how to be healthier, how to live a healthier life, what are the new breakthroughs that are happening, and a call to action, maybe to get them to come in for a new checkup, come in for some new testing, or whatever that might be. But I like to use PowerPoint presentations, and I like to add slides that have graphics and pictures and moving parts because I think it makes the PowerPoint presentations more interesting instead of just having words in the PowerPoint presentation. So, what do you need to make your point? Well, you should give a background about yourself and why you're having the webinar. Hopefully you gave a great reason, and that's why a lot of people signed up for your webinar. You'll share stories about people that you've helped cure or patients that you've helped solve their problems. And you could add pictures, before and after pictures of your patients. And you could share entertaining ideas with them. And last but not least, you can share questions that they might have in the back of their mind about their health. And I like to use the most frequently asked questions. So you can answer some of the most frequently asked questions that you receive in your office and that patients might be interested in on the webinar. When you are having a webinar, you want to share valuable information with the audience. You want to share nuggets or subjects that give the audience value, something that they can take home immediately and use in their lives or business. And that's what I've been doing for the last couple of months with the A4M Premium membership. I have been putting on webinars explaining video marketing, email marketing, how to use an autoresponder. I've been putting on webinars to help doctors cover basic web marketing for their business. I mean, this is the stuff that's happening in the marketplace, and if you're not using it, you're not growing your business. And here's some of the subjects you could use if you put on a webinar for your patients. How to live a healthier, longer life, how to cure insomnia, or whatever the topic is that you feel will draw you the greatest amount of interest and audience from your list. GoToWebinar. I particularly like to use GoToWebinar for many reasons. It does cost per month, but I like it because it's very easy to use. As you can see from these green arrows, I just type in the title, I type in a description, I save that, and then GoToWebinar sends me the link which has the date, the time, and the clickable link so people can register. This is how you registered for tonight's webinar, and it's very easy to use. It is the gold standard out there. Once you have your webinar set up, then of course you need to send a message out through your email service. So hopefully you already have an email service and you're already staying in contact with your patients on a regular basis. If you are not, I recommend GetResponse. GetResponse is very simple to use and it's very inexpensive. So let me show you how easy it is to import a picture into a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to leave here and I'm going to delete this picture and I'm just going to go up here to Insert, Choose. Here's a picture right here and I could search anywhere on my Apple Mac. I'm going to click the picture and there's a picture of downtown Chicago overlooking the river as they turn it green. And you could see you could make different shapes and sizes. You could move it around real quick. And that's how simple it is to add a picture to a webinar. And I know most of you probably already know this, but for those of you that don't, I just wanted to show you how simple it was. to import into PowerPoint. All right, so what are the tools you will need to put on a successful webinar? You're going to need a PowerPoint presentation software, which you should already have on your Mac or PC. If you do not have a PowerPoint software, then you can receive free software in Google Docs as long as you open up a free Google account, a Google email account. I did a lot of the spinning and moving parts of this particular presentation using Keynote, which is used on Macs. Next, you're going to need to use a webinar service, and I use GoToWebinar. There are free services that you can use. Anymeeting.com is one of them, and if you just look online and Google the term free webinar services, you'll find others. I've used both of these. I don't use Anymeeting because they have commercials and because they do not allow me to edit my videos or my webinars once they are completed. GoToWebinar will automatically download my presentation in a video format onto my computer when I am done with the webinar. So that's one of the main reasons I like it, because then I can just go in there, edit it, and then post it into the premium membership. Obviously, you need an email account so you can send out your announcements to your audience. And you want to be able to add pictures and graphs and images. And I recommend that you have a script so you do not forget important points that you want to make when you're putting on your webinar. You can get pictures, graphs, and images free on Google. All you have to do is type in the word, the type of picture that you're looking for, into Google search and go to the left-hand side where it says, let me show you real quick. Go to the left-hand side where it says Images, click on an image, right-click, Save Image As, save it onto your computer, and boom, you can then turn that and add it to your presentation. So let's go to my closing thoughts. So here are my closing thoughts. Once you put on a webinar, you have to have a strong closing because your audience is more likely to remember your last words. I record each webinar, and I highly recommend that you do, because then you can add them to your website, add them to your YouTube channel, and add them to your email list and let people know to go to your website or your YouTube channel. See, this webinar is smoking hot. So here's how to get started now. I would like each of the people that are on the audience tonight to set a goal to have a webinar for one of your patients. Set a goal to do it within the next 30 days. Create a PowerPoint presentation or use the A4M presentation that's included with your A4M premium membership. That's a $600 value, 22 slides that Dr. Goldman and Dr. Klatz use, and they're now going to allow you to modify it to add some of your own graphics and images and twists on that presentation. It's inside the premium membership site. Sign up for one of the webinar services that we just went over. Organize your emails, and I recommend that you send out the first email 10 days in advance, then 5 days in advance, and then 1 day in advance for registration and reminder emails. Now here, once again, just do it. Don't worry about making it perfect. The first webinar is always going to be a little bit awkward. You should practice it at least once or twice because it will help you with your presentation. But remember, have fun. Your audience wants to get this information from you. They signed up, they showed up. So give them a good webinar. Give them your energy. Don't sit back and make it boring and methodical like some of those teachers we had in college. Project your voice, have fun, throw some energy in the webinar, and people will remember it. If you have any questions, you can contact me at dan@winwitha4m.com. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. If you have any ideas on future webinars, please shoot me an email. And if you'd like to put on a webinar and you need some help, please shoot me an email. You guys have a great night.